So for this one, we have the equation x minus 6 divided by 4 equals -9, and it's going to solve in several steps below. It is solved. So for each step, what we have to do when we start getting to proofs in the geometry section here is every step we take, we need to explain why we're taking that step. So it's very different. It's a different form of thought here because we don't just get to go from step to step. We have to truly understand why am I going from step to step. So with this one, I start with this first step, and it's the reason I wrote it down is it's given. And keep in mind too, in a proof, if you don't write it down, it doesn't exist. So if I didn't write the given down, I have nothing to start with. So that's why we put the given in here. This is what we're starting with. The next step, I just look at what's happening. So with this one, I can see here's the x minus 4 divided by 4, but now I have this times 4 on the side. And I have my -9, but I also have times 4. So this is actually how we solve the equation. We start, because the whole side's being divided by 4, I'm going to multiply by 4 on both sides to get rid of that fraction. So if I come over here and I look, we have distributive property, which we can distribute this a. And if it's on this side, we can also distribute the a. So we'd end up with these pieces here. We have addition property saying I can add the same thing to both sides. Subtraction property says I can subtract the same thing from both sides. Multiplication property, I can divide or multiply the same thing on both sides. And then division property, I can divide the same thing on both sides. So I'm multiplying by 4 on both sides. So that is the multiplication property of equality. Then all of a sudden all these 4's disappeared and this became 36. So with this step, what I did was I did 4 divided by 4 became 1. And it goes away. It just becomes x minus 6. That's all that's left over. And on this side, I simplified the multiplication here. So this is actually just simplifying. That's all I did there in that step. Was I simplified to move forward, to get rid of these 4's here and to combine these two numbers. Now I can see this x minus 6 down here. And now I'm adding 6 to both sides. So that's one of my properties here. I can add the same thing to both sides. It doesn't change the step, or the equation, not the step. So now I went from -6 plus 6 to just x. So there's just x on this side, and -36 plus 6 turned into -30. Well, this is the same thing that happened here. I'm just simplifying these pieces. I'm combining my like terms and simplifying. So that's the reason that I took that step, was it was simplifying. I'm going to go ahead and check, and we're good to go there.